Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So after a long time I'm posting another video. Like, my exam started at the end of February and it ended at the end of March, so almost like over 1 month it was continuing and continuing. So now I got time and now I can post another video. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make a very simple calculator using Tkinter in Python. Now, previously also I posted another Python video, but this time it is something else and something new which I learned, Tkinter. So let's start without wasting any time. Firstly, let me first tell you that what the things will be there. So in the Tkinter, the calculator which we will make, the window will contain three things, only three things, because it's a very simple one. So it will contain only entry boxes, one label, and some buttons. So let me start, you will understand. So firstly we need to import Tkinter, the application from Tkinter import star. Now we need to import the not import the we need to insert the window here. So window, like the screen where the calculator will be made. So window is equal to tk. So we can give the screen's name as window, the variable we can use window. Now we can give the title, you can give or you can't give, but it's okay if you give it. So window is the title of title we can give calculator. Okay, so after the entry boxes I will show you the output once. So now we need to make the entry boxes, then the buttons, and at last the label, or in any case you can do, but at the top the entry boxes would be there. So we can insert the entry boxes first. So the first entry box name is entry 1, because we are going to use 2. Oh, so this is a very simple calculator, so we are going to calculate between only two numbers. So you can enter only two numbers and we can calculate between them. So the entry boxes will be a little wide and long, because if you want to enter means long numbers, it won't fit if you give it. So the width, okay, entry, and we have to insert, or we have to grid it on the window which we made. So window, it's compulsory, we need to write window whenever we insert anything, entry box, button, or anything, because everything is placed over on the window. Now window, the width we can give is 35, as I told you that we have to fit very long numbers if people want to enter, so that's why. Now we can grid the entry box. So the grid, we have to grid it. So let me first check whether 0 is working or not, because I can't draw it now. Row is equal to 0, and column also we can give 0 because it will be at the extreme corner. So column 0 will do. Oh, sorry, column. And column span we can give it as 2. So I will show you that if we don't give column span, what will happen. So first let me give a column span. So let us span it till column 2, so that will work. And now let me copy this and again do, because I don't want to write it, and then paste entry 2, and this is the entry, and window, this is okay, and this is 2. Column 0, this row column can be, sorry, row 0 column can be 1, column span can be 3. 1 is okay or 2? First let me check whether it's working. Okay, only 1, no. So we can give it as 2. I think we did something. Yes, no, it's okay too. Yes, now so see, you need to give the column span. If you give it as I gave this column as 1, I think I did it 1. No, I gave the column, yes, it's okay, I gave the column 2. So previously I gave 1, that's why it was overlapping with this, and it was not working. So you need to give the column properly. So because we spanned it till column 2. Okay, 1 minute. close it. Okay, now we can do, okay, now we have to get the buttons. So let us, okay, so there will be 4 buttons: add, subtract, multiply, divide. Only 4 is a very simple one, so only 4 will do. Add is equal to, so add is equal to, we can give, okay, button, window, and window. Now the text also, text is add. I'll show you the output. So text is add and the width would be, let us give it as 15. 15 would be enough, so 15. And okay, done. Now we need to grid it. Add dot grid. So row, I think we can give 4, perhaps 4 will do, let me check, I don't know. And column would definitely be 0 because it will be at the corner. The add button would be at the first, so column is equal to 0. And okay, this much only, or column span, no need of giving column span. Yes, see, it is working. Okay, now we can do the subtract. So let us do it fast. Okay, paste. So this one would be subtract. No need of writing it for so long, you can just copy and paste. Now row is equal to 4 and column would be 1 because it would be beside add towards the right, so 1 column further, so it would be 1. And text is subtract because it's subtract button. So as add was working, we don't have to check it now. Let us make all the buttons, at last we will check. I think it's okay. Multiply button. Now this is multiply button. Oh, why am I again? Okay, no problem. Window comma text would be multiply, and the width would be 15. You have to give the width same for all, like it would be then balanced, like all the width for all the buttons are same, it will look good. Now we have to give the multiply, we have to grid the multiply button. 2 row would be same, but the column would be different, so column is equal to 2, is equal to 2. Okay, now we can, okay, I will just paste it again. Now we can go on with the divide button. Okay, this would be divide, text would be divide, and column would only change to 3, and this would also change to divide. Okay, column is 3, I think it will work now. Yes, see, it's working. So add, subtract, multiply, divide. I think these buttons, no, this will do, this will work. And now we are going to give the label. So let us give the label now. So we can name the label as empty, because the label would be empty, so empty and label. Okay, now to window, and the label is empty. So now we have to align it to the center, so center. And empty also we need to grid it. Empty dot grid, sorry, grid. Row, this was 4, so we can skip 2 rows, like 1 row or 2 row you would say. So 6, 1 row. Row is equal to 6 we can give, and column is equal to, let us give 1, and let us increase the column span, is equal to 3. You can't see it, but still I will see. Here it would come somewhere here. Now it's time to code. This was the design part. Now we need to code it. So for the coding part, you need to first let me define all the functions for add, subtract, multiply and divide. So first let me define it. Add. Okay, next one, and next subtract. Next is multiply, and the next one, oh sorry, that's right, okay, multiply, and this would be divide. Okay, okay, so the four functions are made. Now we can make another function, because every time we shouldn't write it, like we can make a separate function for that. Let's define the function as get. So in this function we are going to get the numbers from the entry boxes, like entry 1 and entry 2, there would be two numbers, so we have to get the numbers. So let us give it as number 1. Okay, number 1 is equal to float, I think it would work, float entry 1 dot get, and so that we can call it, I don't know this will work or not, def dot get, where if we use the function in all of them, or we have to do it separately. First let us check whether it's working. 2, okay, 1 2 is equal to, this will also be float, and we will get the number from entry box 2. Okay, so now let me check it's working. Okay, first let us call the function, because first we need to get the numbers. Okay, so now we have to get the text on the label, empty label. Okay, so we need to configure it. So empty dot configure, oh sorry, configure this one, number 1 plus number 2. Does it work or not? This much is okay. Now first let me check it is working or not. Now here we need to call it command is equal to add. Okay, let me check. Oh, I made it. Okay, let me cut it later on and paste. Let me run this one and check. 23 plus 23. Okay, so it's not working. No problem. Okay, we can't get this function because it's not working. We have to do it separately. No problem, we can paste it here. Okay, now we can do this. I think now it will work. At least it should work. Array, what is happening? What is happening? 1 minute, let me check. Number 1, number, okay, md or config. Oh, sorry, this would be text, because you have to get it in the form of a text, right? If you paste it on the label, like if you configure it on the label, you need to get it in the form of a text. So text, it would surely work now. And if it doesn't work, yes, so it's working. See, it's working. Okay, now let us do for the other ones. Now it's very easy, you can do it by yourself also. The same thing you just need to do, just you need to change the symbol or the sign, whatever, of subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, everything. You need to change the sign. So let me copy this, or why will I write it so many times? number 1, number 2. Okay, this one is okay. Now you just need to change this sign. See this one, subtract, and you just need to call it in the button section in subtract. Don't call it in this section, because once it happened that I called it was not working. I called it in this grid section, and so it was not working, and I checked, then I found out. So command is equal to subtract. Okay, now the next thing what we need to do is, let us first define everything and let's complete the program. Line. Okay, again let's paste it. Multiply, for multiplication in computer programming in Python or in other programs also, I think in other programming language also, the multiplication sign, I think all know it's a star, because we don't give the multiplication, it doesn't take the programming language. Okay, now let me call it here in the button section once more. This is for the multiplication function, multiply, I think we give it. Okay, now the last thing is divide. Okay, divide. Okay. Divide also, we don't use the division symbol which we generally use when we do mathematics like sums, but here we are going to use this divide symbol for the computer, and then we let us call it again. So divide, command is equal to divide. Any error? No. One thing at last I would like to check that it should come in the center. Add 44, subtract 0, 22 minus 20, 20 and 22 is 484, and divide is also 1 because 20. Okay, so it's working. Just this thing should come here in the center. That let me check, because I want that. I want to check it here. So empty label, so I gave the column as 1, that's okay, and column span, I think it's coming in column 3 because of the column span. Let me check, like 2 2 subtract. So this is the third column where we grid this multiply button. So 2 and 3, so it can be, let me check with 2, it should work at least with 2. I think it is going to work. Add. Okay, it's working. Like because we're getting this 0.0, it is like at the like, it is particularly at the center position, but like if this 0.0 was not there, but we need this 0.0, because if you enter, let me check, the decimal numbers are also, because I got this float function, right, the float for integers, so for integers, for decimal numbers also it applies, so I think it would, it is not, subtracted, okay, that's why. Okay, 44.7, so yeah, it's working because I used the float function, and if you don't give the float function, it will not work for decimal numbers, so it's better to use the float function any mathematical programs, because then it will work at least. Okay, now 44.7, that's okay, but and to come at the center, then you don't need to give the column span at all, it will just give the anchors as center, it will work, because I used it in another program where I gave the only, where I didn't give the column span, so there it just worked by when I gave just anchor is equal to center, so it worked, so that will do. Okay, so if you want to do this program, let me show you this program once, so that you can refer to this, or you can, after seeing this, you can just do it yourself also. It's very easy one. After I learned the keypad one, like where we can use that, like the ones we use in a computer or mobile or tab, so there which we use, we can when I learned that one, I would like to share it with you, like where we use the keypads and all. So this is my program where you can solve, where you can calculate between only two numbers. So let's check it. I'll show you the whole program once. Okay, very short one, only 34 lines. Okay, thank you so much. I'm ending this video. I think you understood. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.